Hi everybody, welcome back. This is my entry into the 2019 Halloween group build. It's the Wolfman's Wagon kit. This kit was sent to me by Charlie Mack. He wanted me to build it, so Charlie, thanks very much for this kit, and here's my build video. I've made a good start on the Wolfman Wagon kit. I've got all the sub-assemblies, like the halves, glued together. Got quite a bit of seam work to do. I attached an extra piece of styrene on the back here. The body, you can see one there, and a piece on the roof just to fortify it a little bit. Things are just mocked up and in place at the moment to test fit. I got seam work to do. The seams run right down the center here and here and here. The motor comes out. I'm going to have to paint it all separately. I'm thinking of doing the inside black, flat black, and the car body a deep red with a red metallic flake. And I'll have to figure out what colors I'm going to paint here. I've got the rats done, just joined the two halves together. There's seam work to do on those, and then everything gets primed. There's a bit of a gap around his head, so I'm not sure how I'm going to attach his head on. I might have to glue a little piece of support styrene under the neck here to attach the head, and there'll be some seams to do there. Otherwise, most of the seams have gone together quite well. Just a little bit of scraping and filing to smooth them off a bit before I prime and paint it. I wanted to put as much of the car together as possible before I painted it. I've got the Wolfman figure glued together and the seams filled as best I can, and I've taken my files and kind of scratched in the hairlines to make the seam lines try to disappear. Then I've taken the light gray primer, Vallejo primer on his jeans here, and the darker gray Stynylrez primer for his the fur parts of his body, a little bit lighter on his face and hands and nose and that, and then I'll put a couple of coats of a brush on some dark brown and light brown over the fur and the face and the legs and the denim, light and dark blue on his jeans. Well, I've almost completed the Wolfman's Wagon. Got the body and the together and the car together, and managed to attach the body into the car. However, had a bit of a problem attaching the legs. I had the two leg pieces had to join together, and then they attached to the body. And I managed to line up all the seams, get everything glued, touch up the paint, and then put him into the body. And this foot here lined up, but I think his left leg should go up a little higher. It should have gone up a little higher here towards his arm, and then that would have raised his foot up. You see there's a bit of a gap here which I don't think should be there, which dropped his leg down, and his leg didn't line up here with the hand, that's holding the axle, that's acting as the axle to hold the wheel on. So I had to turn the hand a little bit to the back to get his leg in. His leg's a little bit lower. It should be sitting in the palm of his hand, but it's lower than the axle line here. So in order to fix that, I would have had to break the legs apart, raise this one up, and then that would have opened up the seam between the two legs and required a lot of work. And I just felt I'm just going to leave it like that. So I've got the MAC green for the wheels here on the back. Got the wires, ignition wire, spark plug wires on the engine. The only thing I have left to do is attach his right arm and the gear shift, excuse me, the gear shift lever. What I was thinking of doing is I have a couple of gear shift knobs left over from the Dragnet build, so I'm thinking of cutting this little knob off here and then attaching one of these a little bit larger 8-balls that I made up. Attach his hand and line those up, and then just attach the exhaust pipes out of the engine on the side, and just don't want to put them on until I get it finished so I don't have to handle it too much. And then there's also rats. That's why these little holes are here. There's rats that go here and here, one on the shoulder, one on the front, and so on, to fit them on. But it's starting to look pretty good, taking shape, and we're almost there.